Today we will look at a very hot and new topic which is called sexual harassment. Of late this has been too much popular recently with the iGate fiasco and Funny Smurti scandal. Very recently India incidentally has also passed a sexual harassment bill or act. It has actually become an act right now. The president has already approved it, and so this is a very bold and a very good step in terms of the corporate history, because it does recognizes for the first time equality of employment opportunities for women, and at the same time addresses some of the challenges that they are facing while working at the workplace. So now we have a new act which governs all the sexual harassment cases. The scope and provisions has been kept very wide. It includes all kind of public, non-public, private NGOs, hospitals, travel industry, entertainment, any kind of industry under its provisions. So everything is now covered under the act. The scope is also wide, like it does not just covers the regular employment, but also the contractual daily workers, even the housemaid staff. Everywhere it now covers, everybody is under the provisions of the act. Now let's look at what exactly sexual harassment means, and what are the steps as an employer or as a business owner you should be aware of. Now employer's obligation has been defined very clearly here. One employer should actually treat all cases of sexual harassment reports very seriously. So they need to form something called internal complaint committee, which is any company which is having any branches having more than say 10 people or so need to have an ICC. So the purpose of ICC is basically to look at all the sexual harassment cases, and it needs to have at least 3 to 4 people into the committee, and it should be led by a senior woman person, not just anybody. It has to be a woman only, and also have an external representation from maybe NGOs who actually specializes in such cases, sexual harassment cases, or who fight for the women's right. So from those kind of NGO you should have one external representation, and the committee should also be chaired by a senior woman employee, or one of these NGO representative can also chair it. So that's one of the employer's obligation, to have an ICC. Now employer should also, it is their duty and obligation to provide a very safe workplace. It should also sensitize all its workforce about various aspects of the new act, and what are the challenges and provisions of the act. So they can conduct workshops, seminars, regular training programs to sensitize about the whole issue, so that the people are aware of it. They should make one sexual harassment policy, anti-sexual harassment policy, which should also be made available to all the employees. They should go through it. The employer should help them understand various aspects of this. Now, one of the good things that has come forward with the act is they offer you a time-bound commitment to offer resolution to the problem. So currently it's about 90 days in which the hearing should complete and resolution should be arrived at, and then another 60 days to make sure whatever has been decided has been complied to properly. Now it gives the women employees a lot of privileges and powers, which is very good. Apart from, so employers are actually kept out of the monetary payment of fees, so they don't have to bear any monetary grant for such cases, but employer has the power, based on whatever ICC recommend. It can actually deduct money if there is a monetary compensation that is settled. Then it can deduct that money from the respondent or the convicted employee's salary, and then pay it to the aggrieved employee. Um, One important thing is this cases, sexual harassment cases, employer has to show a real commitment and they have to treat it as more as a misconduct, and any standard employment offer letter which carries shows what are the actions against misconduct. So this should be also treated as a case of misconduct, and suitable action based on your company's policy should be taken. Then local complaint committee, this is something which is set up by the government at a district level. So this is basically for cases where you have more or less than 10 employees, and or even if the harassment case is against the employer itself, then they can actually approach the LCC, because there could be chances that the ICC could be influenced by the employer's role and responsibilities. So LCC is or for anybody else who having less than 10 people. Now, if the employer does not provide resolution to such cases within time-bound manner, then there can be a penalty of rupees 50,000 for employee, and which could actually continue to get more and more if there are repeated cases of non-compliance, and it could even lead to taking up all your registrations and license so that you can not do business in India. So that's very important. So employer need to be are now obliged and make sure that proper policies are followed. Some challenges to if some challenges that could actually come to employers' ways, and we need to figure out what would be the right way of doing it. Is actually 10 number of people is very small, and it may not be actually possible to form ICC at a branch level. But then there is no choice. So it can actually we can look at having say multi-branch coming together, very close branches, to form an ICC and see how these cases can be tracked upon. Some other challenges is actually keep in very small setup. There are a lot of challenges in getting witnesses to the cases and actually make them speak. Also, victimization of the aggrieved employee could be possible. So it is the employer's duty to protect the of uh, confidentiality of the aggrieved person and even the convicted person, along with the witnesses who are actually part of it. So strict confidential process should be defined where this data does not get leaked on, and they have to, even employers have to actually guarantee that no repercussive action would be taken against any of the witness or convicted or aggrieved person in future. The aggrieved person is entitled to at least a 3-month leave on top of whatever is allowed as per their standard policy in such cases. So the aggrieved person can actually ask for an off until all the proceedings are over and all. So since 90 days is the limit, so they are also entitled for about 3 months of leave there. And the aggrieved person can even ask for transfer to some other branch depending on what the results are. Or it can ask for monetary compensation or whatever way the ICC feels is a reasonable compensation for such cases. Now, some other challenges that you really so how you can implement effective SHP? So effective, it can be done through proper dissemination of facts, and so you can have a very good sexual harassment policy with lot of examples to what could be treated as a sexual harassment. You can continue to organize workshops and training at regular intervals where you can sensitize people about various aspects of this and the consequences. One important thing is this: if found convicted, it could actually also lead to offense under Indian Penal Code, and you could actually land up into the jail. The convicted person can land up into jail, and the punishment could vary from anywhere between 1 to 3 years, along with a penalty or non or both. Right? So that is also possible. So the basic idea is to, from the employer's perspective, is to make sure that the workplace is very safe, and workplace does not just mean office. It also includes modes of transportation. If you are say providing a cab service or a bus service, so those areas also is considered as a workplace where, or if you are taking people to a different place for training, and also that during the mode of conduct where mass everybody of your employees are going together, so there also there could be chances of sexual harassment. So those things you have to take into account, and then convey the message, make this as a strict action, कि proper action would be taken. It can be it should be a misconduct, and whatever penalties or whatever action should be taken in cases of misconduct should also be taken in such cases. So overall, this is a very good, I would say, step from the government of India to actually recognize the growing sexual harassment cases into the corporate world, and it is not just the corporate, at the workplace, I would say, and it's a very bold move. So let us also take suitable steps and make sure our workforce is very clean, workspace is very clean, and also take effective measures where people are sensitized about the issue, and they can also help perform to the organizational objectives in a better fashion. That's it on eLagan Whiteboard Friday this week. Feel free to drop us an email at support@elagan.com, or check out our knowledge base at elagan.com/kb. Thank you for attending Whiteboard Friday. Thank you.